Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you love unbelievable talent, emotional moments, and performances that change lives in just a few minutes, then you are in the right place. Today's story is one of those rare moments when time seems to stop, when the lights feel brighter, the silence feels deeper, and one young voice reminds the world why music is so powerful. Make sure you stay until the end, because what happens on this stage does not just shock the judges. It inspires millions of people around the world. The theater is buzzing with excitement, the audience is chatting, cameras are moving into position, and the judges are getting ready for another long day of auditions. They have already seen dancers, magicians, comedians, and singers. Some were good, some were forgettable, and some were truly strange. But no one in the room knows that in just a few moments, an 18-year-old contestant is about to walk onto the stage and create one of the most unforgettable performances in the history of Britain's Got Talent. Backstage, the young contestant stands quietly. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His hands are shaking slightly, not because he doubts his talent, but because this moment means everything to him. For years he has dreamed about this stage. He has watched past auditions on his phone late at night, imagining what it would feel like to stand under those bright lights, to face the judges, and to sing his heart out. Now the dream is finally real. He thinks about his journey. Growing up, music was not just a hobby for him. It was an escape. When life felt difficult, when school was stressful, and when people doubted him, music was always there. He sang in his room, in small local events, and sometimes even on the street just to gain confidence. Many people told him that success wasn't possible, that only a few lucky ones make it big, but he never stopped believing. He promised himself that one day he would prove that dreams are not just for a chosen few. A stage assistant gives him the signal. It is time. He opens his eyes, straightens his shoulders, and steps forward. The curtain opens, and suddenly he is standing in front of thousands of people in the audience and millions watching at home. The lights are so bright that he can barely see the crowd, but he can feel their energy. He walks to the center of the stage, hearts pounding, breathing slow and steady. The judges look up with polite smiles. Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, arms crossed, with a look that says he has seen it all. Amanda Holden smiles warmly, curious to hear what this young contestant has to offer. Alesha Dixon sits forward, ready to be surprised. Bruno Tonioli is already full of excitement, hoping for something dramatic and powerful. The host asks the simple but important question, "What is your name and how old are you?" The young contestant introduces himself with a nervous smile and says he is 18 years old. His voice shakes slightly, but there is confidence behind it. When asked about his dream, he answers honestly. He says he wants to make music that touches people's hearts and makes them feel less alone. Simon raises an eyebrow and asks why this show matters so much to him. The contestant takes a moment before answering. He talks about his family, about how they supported him even when money was tight and times were hard. He says that standing on this stage is not just about him. It is about everyone who believed in him when he was just a kid singing in his bedroom. The room grows quiet. There is something sincere about the way he speaks. The judges nod, sensing that this young man carries a deep story inside him. Then comes the most important moment. The music begins. At first it is soft and gentle. Just a few notes fill the air. The contestant closes his eyes and takes one more deep breath. Then he starts to sing. From the very first note, something magical happens. His voice is rich, powerful, and full of emotion. It is not just technically good. It carries feeling, pain, hope, and strength, all at the same time. The audience immediately falls silent. People stop moving. Even the judges freeze in their seats as the song continues. His confidence grows. His voice rises higher, filling every corner of the theater. Each lyric feels personal, as if he is telling his own story through the music. You can see people in the audience wiping away tears. Some are holding their hands over their mouths in shock. Others are simply staring at the stage, completely absorbed. Simon Cowell's expression changes. The usual tough judge look disappears. Instead he leans forward, eyes wide, clearly impressed. Amanda's eyes begin to shine with emotion. Alesha gently nods her head to the rhythm, smiling in disbelief. Bruno's mouth is open, completely stunned by the power coming from such a young performer. Halfway through the song, the contestant reaches a difficult high note. For a brief moment, the entire room holds its breath. Then he hits it perfectly. The sound is strong, clear, and beautiful. The audience explodes into applause even before the song is finished. Some people stand up from their seats, unable to contain their excitement. But the contestant is not done yet. He moves into the final part of the song, putting every last bit of energy and emotion into his performance. His voice grows even stronger, and the music builds to a dramatic ending. When the final note fades away, there is a moment of complete silence. 1 second, 2 seconds. Then the entire theater erupts. The audience jumps to their feet in a massive standing ovation. People are cheering, clapping, and shouting his name. The sound is so loud that it almost feels like the walls are shaking. The young contestant stands on stage, breathing heavily, eyes wide with disbelief. He cannot believe what just happened. This moment feels unreal. The judges stand up too. Amanda's clapping with a huge smile on her face. Alesha looks emotional, shaking her head in amazement. Bruno's waving his arms in the air, clearly overwhelmed by the performance. Even Simon Cowell stands up, something that does not happen often. When the noise finally dies down, Simon speaks first. He tells the contestant that he has seen thousands of singers on this stage, but what he just heard was something special. He says that the voice was not only powerful but also honest, and that honesty is what makes a true artist. Amanda follows. She tells him that his performance gave her goosebumps and that she felt every word he sang. She says that moments like this are the reason she loves being a judge on this show. Alesha adds that, at only 18 years old, he already has the presence of a professional performer. She encourages him to keep believing in himself because the world needs voices like his. Then Bruno jumps in with his dramatic style. He calls the performance sensational and unforgettable. He says that the contestant did not just sing a song, he created a moment that people will remember for years. The young contestant stands there, tears forming in his eyes. He thanks the judges and the audience, his voice shaking again, but this time with happiness. Now comes the most nerve-wracking part. The votes. One by one, the judges give their answers. Amanda says yes with a big smile. Alesha says yes without hesitation. Bruno shouts yes enthusiastically. Finally, all eyes turn to Simon. He pauses for a moment, building the tension. Then he smiles slyly and says yes. 4 yeses. That golden moment. The contestant has officially made it through to the next round. The audience cheers again, even louder than before. Confetti falls from above. The young performer covers his face with his hands, overwhelmed with emotion. This is the moment he dreamed about for so long, and now it is real. Backstage, he meets his family. They run to him, hugging him tightly. Tears of joy filled their eyes. They're proud, not just because he got through, but because he stood on that stage and shared his heart with the world. But this is only the beginning of his journey. Over the next few weeks, clips of his audition spread across social media. Millions of people watch and share the video. Comments pour in from all around the world. People say that his voice gave them chills, that his story inspired them to chase their own dreams, that his performance helped them through difficult times. Music, producers and industry experts begin to notice him. Interviews start coming in. Suddenly, this 18-year-old who once sang alone in his room is now being recognized on a global stage. As the competition continues, he works harder than ever. He trains his voice, practices for hours, and pushes himself to become even better. The pressure is high, but he remembers why he started. He remembers the kid who dreamed of standing on this stage, and that memory keeps him going. Each time he performs, he brings something new. Sometimes it is a soft emotional ballad. Other times it is a powerful anthem. No matter the song, he always gives 100%. The judges continue to praise his growth, and the audience continues to support him. What makes his journey so special is not just his talent, but his attitude. He stays humble. He thanks everyone who supports him. He never forgets where he came. He often says that if his story can inspire even one person to believe in themselves, then everything is worth it. As the live shows approach, the competition becomes tougher. Other talented contestants step up their game. The pressure increases, and the stakes get higher. But the young singer remains focused. He knows that no matter what happens, he has already achieved something incredible. On the night of one of his most important performances, the theater is packed again. The lights shine, the cameras roll, and millions of people tune in to watch. He walks onto the stage with confidence, remembering the first audition and how nervous he felt back then. Now, he feels